I know to compel with your imagination, living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. I'm sorry, I had to do it. The song's just too good not to. Well, everyone, here we are. We've been through so many reviews together, haven't we? So many. And now is finally the time to end it off. It is time to finally close the book on Legends of Literature, because we have one final movie to review, and then it's the start of the Christmas season, and I got a pretty freaking great Christmas movie to start off with. So until then, though, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Animation Station, your message for anything and everything animation. Welcome to the finale of Legends of Literature with the, in my opinion, flawless, ageless, wondrous masterpiece that is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This is another one of those movies I grew up with, but unlike Wizard of Oz, which got worse as I watched it when I'm older, this one just got even better every single time I watched it. I've watched this movie so many times over the years, obviously not on this. I had an old DVD that sadly doesn't really work anymore, but I saw this at a Goodwill, and I thought, what the heck? And it's pretty much mint in condition, too. Like, how can I not? It's mint in condition. There's no damage. Like, let me show you this real quick. Look at that. That is probably the most high-quality clamshell you're going to find with these VHS tapes. It's pretty much completely free of any and all damage. So yeah, I'm happy to have this as a little piece of childhood that have now been reunited with, along with Witch's Ghost. So yeah, I've been waiting a long time to talk about this movie, just like with Green Mile, because it's another one of those movies that I've adored ever since I saw it. I saw this movie for the first time around probably about the age of 3, I want to say, and ever since then I've always tried to watch it at least once a year. And it's only gotten better every single time I watch it. Now, watching it for the 22nd time, not 22nd, sorry. 21, 20, for the 19th. For the 19th time, yeah, it still holds up all these years later. And it's only gotten better with every single watch. And I can't really think of a better movie to close us out on for this marathon. So, here's my written review. I hope you guys enjoy it. I've been waiting a long time to review this one, and with the brand new prequel movie Wonka starring Timothée Chalamet coming in just 2 weeks, now is the perfect time. The acting is great. Gene Wilder as Wonka, may he rest in peace, and Jack Albertson as Grandpa Joe are the definite highlights. Also, shout out to, I forget which actor is it that plays this guy, but the guy that plays the teacher. He's freaking hilarious. Like, I can't figure out just 2. Let's just say you owe me 200 then. He's just too funny. And then the whole, like, class dismissed. Class undismissed. Class redismissed. And then you have, like, the Candyman. You have Charlie's other relatives. You have the other golden ticket finders and their families. Like, there's a big cast here. There's a lot of characters. And yet, all of them feel like they all serve some kind of purpose. Heck, even the one creepy old guy that's right at the very beginning of the movie that tells Charlie that no one ever goes in and no one ever comes out. Like, even he felt like he served a purpose in the story. Everyone serves a purpose here. No one feels like an extraneous character. Like, heck, even when they throw in weird little side things that are literally parodies of other movies and situations. Like, you have this one guy who literally makes this entire machine just to try and find these tickets. And then you also have this detective who tells the wife that the person that took her husband, wants her a case of Wonka bars, and she says, "How long do I have to think it over?" Like, come on. I understand you want the tickets, but come on, your husband's more important. And then, of course, you have the therapist who's saying about how dreams are delusions and stuff like that. But as soon as he hears about the Wonka golden ticket in one of the guy's dreams, he's like, "Shut up and tell me what the ticket is." This movie's so funny. Like, even those itty-bitty scenes that barely add any context to the story at all, and are just really in there for laughs, they are still great and hold up surprisingly well. So yeah, amazing job to the acting in this movie. It's way better than you think. The stellar music, stellar music, whether it's the Oompa Loompa song, Pure Imagination, I've Got a Golden Ticket, they're pretty much all great. I'd say the only one that's not all that good is Veruca's song, and it makes sense because it's a song about a character being a bratty snob, so it's supposed to not be all that good, so in a way it also kind of fits, so I can't call it a negative. But yeah, it's pretty great. I love the music in this movie, it's so good. The amazing practical effects. Like, almost every single effect in this movie is practical. Practical sets, practical freaking designs, and even practical ways of doing certain things. Like, the blueberry transformation, the most famous scene of this movie, with Violet Beauregard turning into a blueberry. Like, the way they were able to actually make that look in a movie made in the freaking 70s, that's impressive. Like, that is legit impressive. Well done. Seriously. Amazing practical effects. And of course, practical sets as well. Like, you have the boat, the chocolate factory itself, and my favorite, the editable little candy forest that you first see when you go into the factory. Obviously, after signing the contract and going through the weird reverse door thingy. But it's really cool. It is really freaking cool. They did an amazing job with this movie. They perfectly recreate the world that Ronald Dahl created in the pages. Fantastic costumes and makeup, especially the Oompa Loompas. It still shocks me how well they came out all these years later. Like, they look fantastic. The perfect pacing, like, there's not, even in the scenes, like I said, that don't have anything to do with the plot, at the same time, they don't slow down the pace. They're more just there for quick little jokes to try and sell the audience about how important and how much people want these golden tickets. And it works to the movie's benefit wonderfully, if you ask me. The outstanding humor, this is still one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Whether it's Wonka being Wonka, or some of the goofy one-liners, like, the humor in this movie is amazing, is what I'm saying. It's amazing. The excellent runtime. This movie is only 100 minutes long. It's barely over an hour. Like, that's crazy. And it flies by. Like, 100 minutes may sound like a lot, but you'll find yourself so invested in the story and watching it all unfold that you won't feel a single second of it. Which is a testament to how well everyone did with this movie. The wonderful writing. This movie has really good writing. Like, yes, it's geared mostly towards kids, yes, but it's not alienating adults either. There's adult stuff in here all over the place. Like, you have the tobacco reference in the very beginning of the movie. You have the sort of Great Depression-like reference in there too, with the way that Charlie has to work to help feed his own family because 4 of his family are bedridden. Like, there are adult stuff in this movie, but it's not to the point of ruining all the whimsical, goofy child stuff either. And the child stuff doesn't ruin the adult stuff either. It's that perfect balance that you only get every single once in a while. Like, not every movie is able to perfectly balance dark adult stuff with goofy, whimsical kids humor, and it works surprisingly well. Iconic dialogue. I mean, do I even need to go into this one? Whether it's Wonka's freaking poem on the horror boat, or the many times he's like, "No, stop, come back." Like, he acts like he's concerned when in reality he's just waiting to see what these kids get what they would deserve. So, Yeah, amazing dialogue in this movie. Top-notch sound design. I probably haven't really given any other movie props for this, and I apologize, but this movie's sound design is amazing. Whether it's all the goofy knickknacks inside Wonka's factory, or just some of the other sound effects going on outside the factory, like, it's all really good, and the way it all also matches the way that the music tries to match that goofy tone, it works amazingly. And exuberantly high rewatchability are among its many, many strengths. Yeah, this movie is endlessly rewatchable in my opinion. And like I said, it has only gotten better every single time I saw it. Unlike Wizard of Oz, which kind of ended up falling down the more I saw it, this just kept going up. Then add in a heartwarming ending, one of the best endings in film history. I don't even care if that's controversial. You know, and the Wonka Vader flying up into the sky. Beautiful visual. Outstanding storytelling. They did a really good job bringing Ronald Dahl's story to life in a way that doesn't feel forced or contrived. And considering how many times book adaptations have been screwed up in the past, that is an achievement. Fantastic loyalty to said source material. I have read the source material. It's a great book, even though I will admit it does not have the ending of the book. You know, like where it doesn't show us what happens to the other kids, which is probably a budgetary thing. This is a movie from the 70s after all, but at the same time, it also kind of works to the movie's benefit. And I feel like that's also one of the things that the remake didn't quite really understand. We got to see what happened to them, sure, but it wasn't in practical effects. It was in shitty CGI, so yeah. Practical effects are definitely way better in this movie, and there's not a single bit of CGI. All of it's practical. There's not a single bit of CGI. Everything's done practical. Even the little horror boat scene, they had like a green screen. Okay, not really a... Okay, I can't say there's not any CGI in this movie. There's a little bit, but you barely even notice it because so much of this other stuff is 100% practical. They really built that edible candy forest. They really built all those different rooms that you go into for sets. Like, the dedication and passion put into this movie is still mind-boggling to this very day. And it's amazing quality even over 50 years later. This movie's 52 years old, and somehow it's only gotten better with its age. Like, it doesn't feel like a movie stuck in the past. It feels like a movie that's a loving time capsule of that period, while also doing an amazing job adapting the source material. And you have, in my opinion, a flawless adaptation of a fantastic book that has aged like a fine wine. I loved this movie a lot as a kid, and nowadays I'd go as far to say that I absolutely adore it. I cannot think of a better way to close out this book-based movie marathon than with the one that I personally consider the absolute greatest of them all. Yes, this is my favorite of the book adaptations. Over Harry Potter, over friggin' Green Mile, over Hunger Games, over all of them. That may be biased, but it's my personal opinion. This movie's only gotten better every single time I watch it. Charming, whimsical, funny, delightful, and heartwarming, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is an incredible film that's delighted many, and is sure to delight many more for decades to come. My final verdict for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is an easy, high, well-earned 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. An absolute must-see for anyone of any generation or walk of life. Yeah, I don't care what generation you're in, you need to see this movie if you haven't already. It is one of those must-watch movies that you just need to see. It's charming, it's whimsical, it's delightful, it's adult, but also, at the same time, childish. It's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It is a classic movie. Highly recommended. And that's pretty much all I can really say about it. So, yeah. I definitely ended it on a big one, didn't I? But this movie means a lot to me personally. It'll always have a place in my heart, and I had to go all out for this one. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching all these book-based reviews. This was a pretty fun and interesting marathon to do, and definitely a nice change of pace from the stuff we normally do. But now it's time to move on to other things, because, like I said, it is officially December. It is the Christmas season. And you know what that means? Christmas movies. And I think I got just the one to kick us off. Oh yeah. This has been a bucket list movie for me. I've heard so much about it. I've heard many great things about it. Now it's time to see how it holds up. So I'll see you next time when we begin our next marathon, Seasons and Slashings, with Gremlins. Oh yeah. We're going there. And yes, that means horror movies are making a return to deal with it. So, yep, this is our next review. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you then. Peace.